Hey everybody. Did it work? I'm going to do my own sound check. Let's make sure we're on here.
I can't believe it's been this long and you finally figured this out.
Is live, Master Spas is live now.
Hi.
Hey everybody. All right, let's wait for some people to start popping on there. All right, my mother on there first. Susan, my mom beat you today, Susan. All right, my wife, my mom, Susan. Let me adjust this a little bit if I can.
Be careful.
Be careful. It's very precariously perched. All right, everybody sound okay? Hey guys, how we doing? Can everybody hear that? Hi Ben, hi Mary.
Hi.
Let's do a little sound check. Zach is on here.
Uh-oh.
Zach is probably our roughest
Critic?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Susan loves the view. Richard Markovich, hey everybody. So we got 24 people on here. We're expecting a decent turnout today. We already chatted with some people today that are gonna hop on here. Sound is good. Richard, my mom, good. All right, everybody. All right, we'll give everyone just another minute. What's going on? Thank you, babe. What's happening with everybody today? Stuck in the house? Don't fall in? Thank you, Paul. There's a good chance I will fall down in between what's holding the camera and the swim spot. I can't show you, but it's the camera is precariously perched, and so am I. So I'm going to try not to fall down on camera, although we know that someday that's going to happen. The camera's over there. I'm supposed to look over there. All right, sound is good. We're at 37 people. Mike Diamond, just talked to you. What's going on, Mike? How are you, brother? All right. So we're going to let a few more people hop on.
When we see people, like random people that we know come on. So
Yep.
It's fun.
It is fun. So 40 people. What do you think? Another 30 seconds and we're going to start. Another 30 seconds, we're going to start. All right. So show me the lights. They're on. Actually, you know what? Turn the lights off. Okay, watch the lights. You can't see with the lights on, but there you go. That's with no waterfalls. All right. There you go. Okay. So today's live. What we're talking about here is, I've got my cheat sheets. All right. So these are the ones that we talked about. All right. And these are basically the questions we get with beginners, with people who don't know anything about swim spas. And we always talk about swimming and exercise. We talk about Challenger a lot because obviously we have it here at our warehouse. We are not Brian Green. This is a Challenger 15 deep Master Spas. Go ahead, fire it up. Mary's going to work out the whole time we're talking. All right, so we can throw stuff at her and turn it up real fast. All right, she likes when you do that. So what we wanted to talk about, it's been really interesting during this quarantine nonsense, is that in the very beginning we had lots of interest in competitive swimmers and it's been just absolutely crazy. And then now what we're seeing is the normal springtime, hey, I want to be in this for summertime times 25. You know, we're having much more interest and inquiries than we've ever seen before. And I can tell you this, if you put in your information and the dealer is taking a few minutes to get back to you, or even a day, give them a little bit of a break because we are experiencing exceptional amounts of people. Melanie, how are you? Exceptional amounts of people inquiring, and we are racing to get everybody talked to. Okay. So, all right. So I've got a bunch of questions, and this is what we normally hear, you know, when someone is starting to look for swim spots. All right. So one of them is, you know, and this is what we're trying to figure out when someone comes and says, hey, I want a swim spot for the yard. What do I need to know? I don't know anything about it. So we're asking for, you know, a couple of basic questions. First of all, the most important thing from us is swim speed. That really dictates which line. Grady, what's up, brother? That really dictates which line you're looking at, okay? And some people find these videos when we have a lot of content on the swim spas, and it's not just on the Challenger, it's on all of them, but we're talking about the different lines, okay? So we'll get there, Karen. So this is what we need to know first. If you are, say, you're looking for recreation, you want to jump in the water, you want to cool off, you want to use some hot tub jets, and then you want to do a little bit of exercise, but mostly it's recreational, you should be looking at the H2X Trainer 15, probably the #1 most sold swim spa in the entire world. We sell a gazillion of them. We're the largest manufacturer in the world of swim spas. That's our best seller, #1 seller in the world. So next level is the Challenger. So you have H2X, then you have Challenger, then you have the Phelps. All right? So it's all based on swim speed. There's no difference in quality. There's no difference in lifespan. There's no difference in warranty. They're all built the same way by the same people. The difference is how fast they go. Okay, and we've said this in the other videos before, but it continues to come up. So, that's where this question is which is most important to you, swimming, exercise, aquatherapy, or relaxing, okay? So if the primary goal is racing, swimming, well then you're into Michael Phelps. That's the fastest one, okay? Hey, Mare. I need something to throw at her. I turned it up. You're too loud. Stop swimming. Do all the other stuff, okay? Okay, so there you go. So it comes down to swim speed, okay? We'll have Mary swim again fast later on so you can see that. We'll have her do some other stuff that's not quite as splashy. Is that better, Ma? There we go, thank you. So now, it again all boils down to the speed. You've got H2X Challenger, and then you've got the Michael Phelps. So they're all based on swim speed and nothing more, okay? Mike Leahy, what's up, brother? So if you need to relax, if it's relaxation first and recreation first, H2X. If you are swimming long course, Ironman, and you want to swim, the quality of swim, very, very good in the Challenger. This Challenger swim current is about this wide. It's unreal. Later on, I'll turn it on and we'll get Mary out of the way so you can see the current. Unbelievable. And then that explosive sprint work all done in the Michael Phelps. So that's the first thing before even size matters when it comes to picking out a swim spot. How fast you need to go, because the only difference between the lines is how fast they do go. Okay? So, will you post some of these video last? Yes, absolutely, Candace. What is the fitness area of your popular 15 model? What is the fitness area? I don't exactly understand if you're asking for the measurement or what is the fitness area. So it's probably 15 minus 3 feet of hot tub seats, 12 feet. I'm guessing that's what you're asking. Okay, so next question. Which features will be most beneficial for beginners? So that's the question we had on there, and there's a little more to it than that. We need to know what level of swimming, or are you talking about maintaining something? So we're gonna kind of talk about all that stuff, okay? We're gonna try to get into that a little bit, what it takes to take care of a swim spa, what it takes to swim in a swim spa, and all of that stuff, okay? So what features would you say are most beneficial for beginners? For me, if you're a beginner swimmer, pick whatever swim spa you need based on speed or where you choose where you're looking to go. For example, if you're just getting into triathlon and you are looking to get faster, well then you might want to actually go with a Challenger over an H2X because it will give you room to grow. So once that's selected, that's out of the way. Then you're on to which features are best for a beginner. The most important thing is making sure that your swim spa is easy to take care of. You know, this swim spa does not have Master Pure, okay? It's got regular Eco Pure filters. It's got programmable filter cycles. So in the control pad behind me, I can program what time of the day it runs a filter cycle. I can program all that stuff. So I probably spend about 15 or 20 minutes a month taking care of this. So the biggest thing, and I have to say it, and anyone who's watched this before has heard it before, don't let anybody pee in it if you can help it, okay? Have to say it. And then you want to put a little bit of chlorine there a couple times a week, whether it's when you get out or whether it's a couple of times a week scheduled. I don't even measure it, okay? Very, very easy. And then what you want to do about once a month, you want to take the filters out, You want to spray them out with a hose, clean them out, put them back in. You're done. That's it. That's all it should require. That's all I do. This water is 6 months old, and it's as clear as a bell, absolutely flawless. And I assure you, I have not put on any more than 15 or 20 minutes in any given month taking care of it. Okay? So, features most beneficial for beginners. A quality product that's going to be easy to take care of is the biggest thing. If you're spending 3 hours a month taking care of it, it's becoming a pool at that point. And the whole idea here is that we're very simple. This is turnkey. It's not a pool. It's easy to take care of. The heat is perfect. It's insulated. And then the other thing that I want to comment about is the insulation matters. If you have I actually talked to someone, it feels like a month ago, but it was probably yesterday, and they were looking at this I'm not going to name names, a very inexpensive swim spa that is, regionally built. It's not a large manufacturer, and they're known for terrible insulation. And we live in the Northeast. You cannot run that here. It's going to cost an arm and a leg to heat. So, I always ask this when it comes to insulation. Most people have built a house, remodeled a house, done something, or even just common sense. No one has ever told you that less insulation is better if you live in the cold climate. And even in a hot climate, insulation works two ways. It keeps heat out. Okay, so more insulation is always beneficial. So the best thing for a beginner, have a unit that's easy to take care of and that's very efficient on your electric bill, then you won't really care about much else. Okay? So next question, what type of water current should I look for? That kind of goes back to the beginning when we were talking about what kind of swimming you're looking to do. So you've got the 3 levels. You've got H2X, Challenger, and then Michael Phelps. And it's not good, better, and best. There's no difference in quality. It boils down to how fast each one of them goes. Okay? So that's really what it boils down to. If you're not a swimmer and you're going to do some breaststroke in there, get an H2X Trainer 15. The thing is freaking amazing. You can't go wrong with it. They're bulletproof. Absolutely fantastic. If you say, hey, you know what, I'm a triathlete, I want to swim, I want to go faster, I want to go longer, all right, get yourself a Challenger. Or if you're a crazy swimmer and you say, hey, you know what, I need some explosive sprint work, then get yourself a Michael Phelps. So the difference is jetted or propulsion, and the Challenger is what's messing up that stuff because it's the only swim spa in the world with 3 pumps that are airless, all right? So works pretty well, all right? I'll see if I can speak a little louder. Someone said last week that turn your volume up because this doesn't have a volume control, and I'm pretty close to it. So we'll see if that's a little better. All right. So next question: which swim spa depth should I choose? Which swim spa depth should I choose? It's a good question. We have 2 depths in some of them. Most of our swim spas now are in the deep version. The story behind that is years ago, the 51-inch height was the standard height. And what had ended up happening was when Michael Phelps swam in there, his arms were so long on his catch, he was actually hitting the bottom of that swim spa. So we had to go deeper. We had to make it taller. And what I would actually warn you about is there are lots of swim spas out there that claim to be that 60 inches tall, and they are 60 inches tall, but the water depth is not very deep because their ovens aren't big enough to make the acrylic deep. Okay, it's one of the advantages to working with the big company is that our ovens are big enough. Okay, it's deep. Water height in a deep is 4'3". You're about 3'6" in our 51-inch. All right, so that's up to you. I'm 5'8". This is a deep one, and I consider it to be very deep. Challenger 15 only comes in deep, so I don't have a choice. All right, some of them you don't have a choice, some of them you do. Trainer 15 you can get shallow or deep, so just something to consider. Also, I would advise you in the cold climates, that deeper depth, it's about 9 inches. So that 9 inches is going to give you a little bit more warmth in your core where you need it. So right in your midsection, right here, is going to give you 9 inches of warm water in the deep model, and that's going to be beneficial to you. You'll be much more comfortable in the wintertime. All right, wrong one. Which is the easiest to operate? Okay, which swim spa is the easiest to operate? That answer is absolutely simple. There's no difference. They all operate the same way as far as turning on and just regular use. They're all pretty much the same. There's no difference in care or maintenance. They're all the same, okay? So that's a pretty standard answer. There's nothing different in any of them. We don't have anything with old pressurized filtration systems. If you see a swim spa and it's got an old pressurized filtration system, we got rid of that 25 years ago. So run for the hills from something like that. Check, that's the stuff that you need to be asking when you're looking for a swim spa. You need to check insulation. You need to check who makes the parts. If it's not Balboa stuff, buyer beware, man, okay? So you want that, every part of this is made in the US. This is American muscle. We're proud of it. Those are the dumbbells. Mary, hold up the dumbbells. Dumbbells. Now, Mary is 4'10", and you can see that water basically goes up to her shoulders. It's pretty deep, okay? But she is very, very small. So, in short, all that stuff with the looking, the beginning, the search, first of all, you're going to want to pick the speed. That dictates which line you're in. Then pick the size. All of our swim spas are built to the same level, same quality, so there's no difference. It's not a good, better, and best thing like a water heater at Home Depot or something like that. Okay? So pick the speed, then the size, and then the model. Okay? Do you have railings for handicap access? We do not manufacture a railing. On our stairs, there are railings, which you can't see because maybe you can. There you go. That's actually the railing right there. That's the railing on the stairs that come with it. So we have that, but on the swim spa itself, if we put a railing of some type, you won't be able to close the cover, and the cover has to be sealed and locked, okay? Craig Hassey, what's up, bro? All right, is it better to swim close to the jets or 2 feet back? David, 2 feet back for sure. All the water is, you've got, the water height is here, the jets or the propulsion, either one is coming up here, and then it goes on a little angle up towards the top. So if you're too close, that water is actually going underneath you, and you're not in the thick part of that stream in your propulsion and your current. So you want to get back a little bit where that's where all the water is moving in a swim spa. Okay. So keep the questions rolling. Let's see. This one's funny and it's good. I have seen these videos on the Challenger, but I would like to know more about what makes the Trainer 15D different. This is Jessica in New York. All right, Jessica in New York. So the Trainer 15 and the Challenger 15 are super easily confused. All right, they are almost identical looking. If you don't know what you're looking at, you wouldn't be able to tell them apart. I'm sure that we have staff somewhere that couldn't even tell them apart. All right. So Gil, hang on that one. That one is a technical question, and it's going to scroll up, and I won't be able to see it anymore. All right. So on the Trainer 15D, that is the H2X, and then the Challenger is the faster of the two swimmers. It's made for swimming. The H2X is more recreational based. If you want to relax, get some aqua therapy, you want to do a little bit of workout, but it's mostly recreation, get an H2X. No difference in quality. My phone is blowing up. There's like text coming in all over the place. Our phones have been absolutely on fire. It's unbelievable. So on that, there's really no difference in the operation. There's no difference in the care and maintenance. There's no difference in the jets, in the therapy side. The difference is the swim and the controllability of those swim jets. So to answer your question, Jessica, there's really barely any difference other than the swim speed in the Challenger and the Trainer 15D. Okay. So in fact, we'll have a lot of times, we'll show one to show the other. If we have one, we can kind of show the other one with it. All right. Gil, here we go. It scrolled up, Gil, I can't quite see that. Other brands say they have ozone filtration, but still ask you to add chlorine. Gil, I'm gonna make this real easy for you on the chlorine front. Anyone who tells you that a hot tub or swim spa is chlorine free, you have been told a story, okay? Jake, what's happening? You have been told a story, you've been lied to. You have to have some type of sanitizer in a body of water, hot tub, or swim spa. And the temperature is warm, so chlorine works the best, okay? It is far superior than salt. Salt is super corrosive, and when you heat it up, it just gets worse, okay? It's an enclosed system. Please explain the capacity of the combined UV and ozone filtration that precludes the need for chlorine or bromide. Gil, you still need chlorine, whether you get the Master Pure and the ozone. The ozone is standard, you still need chlorine in every swim spa, bar none. No manufacturer in the world has anything that doesn't need a sanitizer in it, okay? So don't even think that you do. Don't even think that's a possibility. It's definitely not. What you want to do is do it correctly. So go in, use the swim spa when you come out, chlorinate after you get out so you're not coming in contact. And then what we do that's a little funky and different and weird and awesome at the same time is that we use the EcoPure, the mineral filters, and that's going to scrape away the excess chlorine after it's done cleaning. So we leave some of our stuff behind, chlorine goes in, cleans it up, goes to the filter, and then the EcoPure wipes that stuff out of there. So you come in the next day, if you were to test it, your chlorine will be very, very low, and that's on purpose. Okay, we're trying to get rid of as much of that as we can and use the correct amount, and those filters really make that possible. Okay, that should answer your question. I understood Master Spa was saying it was not needed with innovative technology. You still need some, you don't need a lot. I wish we were chlorine free, but we are not chlorine free. Okay, there still needs to be a little bit. I can tell you this, I have a 4-pound bucket. It's about that big of chlorine. It lasts a long time. And if I'm being honest, I don't even use shock. I just use chlorine. Okay? So, now, Jessica in New York, only difference, clear choice enzyme. Not my bag. I'm not a chemist. All right? So, next question. Which one is the easiest to maintain, user-friendly? And that is from Patricia in California. That almost looked like a T. Mary wrote these out for me. Okay, so which one is easiest to maintain, user-friendly? There's not, in ours, I'm assuming you're talking about Master Spa's products. There's no difference in them, okay? So they're all going to be, able to take care of themselves really well with minimal effort from you. Like I said, if you're concentrating on it more than 20 minutes in a month, you need to make a phone call, and it should not be that challenging. Okay, they're not that hard to take care of. All right. So let's see. Brian Green, installing a Trainer 19D. Is there a minimum distance away from a wall suggested for maintenance, and what kind of base pad is best? Anytime someone writes on there, and I'll go back and look at these afterwards. If there's more to that question, I can't see it, but what kind of base pad is? I'm assuming you're going to say recommended. So Trainer 19D. So you can see right there, I'm about 10 inches from that wall in that corner on mine. So if I had to get in one of those sides for service, there's not enough room to do that. But in this situation, I can empty it out and slide it out of the way. It's portable. So I can slide it out of the way and access it. Most of the time, all of your service requirements are going to be on the hot tub end. So that's really the side that we need most access to. But what you don't want to do is put it in a hole where you don't have access, so that you would have to actually get a crane to lift it out in order to service it. So the recommendation is, 2 to 3 feet around it will give you plenty of space to allow service to take place. Hey, Lou. And then from there, the best base is obviously the best, most desirable base is going to be a cement slab. That being said, there are lots of people that have used pavers, and there are lots of people that have used a deck built properly, works perfectly as well as the easy pads, the plastic easy pads. So I do have a recommendation on the easy pads and the pavers. So what you want to do is, and this is what I've seen myself before, anything that you put in has to be put in correctly, and that goes for cement as well. You have to put it in correctly, but with any of those things that are a little bit more 6 inches, Brian. So anything those that are a little more simple than doing a cement pad, which isn't terribly difficult, but in certain places it can be expensive. In certain places it's super cheap. I don't understand the difference, but that's what I've seen. If you were going to do pavers, you need to dig down. Let's say you had flat grass. You need to dig down, do processed stone properly, compact it. You need to do the sand, and then you want the biggest pavers you can get, put them in there so that they're ground level. Okay, what you don't want is to build it up higher than the grass that you're on with that, and then pop an easy pad or pavers on there, because when it rains or if water pools, it's going to wash out. So when you dig down and it provides that border, it's going to lock it in place, and it works much, much better without an issue. Recently, a friend didn't really listen. Putting it, mildly, didn't listen at all, and he did that, and he had to, move it out of the way and fix it. Okay, which is, that's a pain. So we need to get that proper support in there, and a slab is bulletproof. Okay, for the most part. So you want to make sure that's done as well. So the recommended slab, 4 to 6 inches, and you want to make sure that there's a little bit of rebar in there. Fake grass, Gilbert Reyes, fake grass. Depends what's underneath it, man. All right, so a little tough for me to answer. I need a little more of the question on there. What's underneath the grass? Is it fully supported? If it's flat, solid, then fine. If it's not, you're gonna have, potential issues. All right, so initial question, which one is the easiest to maintain, user-friendly, etc.? There's no difference. All right, they're all easy to take care of. And if they weren't, we'd be in trouble. Brian, what kind of base would you install for a Trainer 19 Deep? Do I need a certain amount of concrete stone? I think I just answered that question for you live. All right. Oh, that question scrolled up. I didn't see it. So I just answered that for the base. And Helen in Georgia. How long does installation take? So what I don't know, Helen in Georgia, is if you're asking me how long it takes. Spanky, what's up, brother? What I don't know if you're asking is how long it takes for us to produce one, or if you're looking for an answer of how long it takes to actually install one in your yard. So there's a ton of variables there. I'll try to answer, kind of everything. So right now, we are stunned with orders on swim spas. I mean, stunning. Our work week, our production numbers are staggering. We have been blown away with what's going on, and we are racing like with our tails on fire to meet the demand. And when I tell you we are working our butts off, all of us are flat-butted, they're worked off, we are working. So 6 to 8 weeks right now, roughly, on build time, typically, unless it's something that's in stock or in the queue already. So I can't answer that other than to say if the order went in right now, you're probably 6 to 8 weeks away. Next, how long does installation take? If you were talking about the swim spas out on the street on a trailer, you're talking about 2 hours, an hour or two, depending on what we have to do. It can be craned over, it can be, whatever it needs. I saw that just before son is 6'8". So I can't see your name anymore. I saw something pop up. If your son is 6'8", my goodness, that is a big boy. You need the 18-footer, whether it's the H2X Trainer 18, whether it's the Challenger 18, whether it's the Michael Phelps Signature, you need the 18. It's the longest situation there is. That's absolutely what you need, okay? How much would you say the electric will cost monthly? Little tough to answer. I can tell you this, most of the time the Northeast is the worst on electrical rates other than Hawaii, and they're it's figure $700 a year kept at temperature. So it's not, you can't say that that $2 a day thing, because it's really not that, because in the summertime it barely costs anything. Your rate is when the heat is being produced in the wintertime. So, but the annual cost, typically it's going to be double of a hot tub, a little more. All right, and that's kept at temperature and used year round. They're really efficient. If it snows on top, you'll have to get that snow off of there. It's not going to melt. It's insulated real well. Therapool 811 in stock. Patty, no way for me to answer that off the top of my head. We are an international company with 300 dealers, so it's pretty crazy. David, are the chair jets more powerful in the Challenger versus the Trainer? No, they are not more. That's a good question. So I'm going to give you a solid I don't know. I'm going to have to come back. So I know that they're close. So they're very, very close. What I don't know is if the VSPs, I'm going to make you laugh now, if the standard pumps and the H2X are more or less powerful than the VSPs. The VSPs are really strong. They could be a little bit more juicy. The difference is on the VSPs and the Challenger, you have 25 digital speeds that those chair seats can be adjusted to. So you could put it on 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is, all the way to 25, whereas in the H2X, it's a diverter valve, so you're like on, half on, whatever. You can divert it anywhere you want, but it's not as dialed in, where the Challenger's gonna have those 25 speeds. And I almost wanna say that I have been told that the VSP output is a little bit more than the Trainer 15. I'm also not sure that you could even feel the difference in the hot tub seats. So good question, you actually got me. First question ever on a live that we've done that I didn't have the exact perfect answer to. David, congratulations. We'll be in touch with an exact answer, okay? So back to Helen. It's a little tough to answer that. If If you're talking about how long it takes to get in your yard from the street, hour or two. It could be on a build that's not in stock or not in the queue. Could be 6 to 8 weeks. So tough to say. So maybe 6 to 8 weeks, start to finish, and then you're in business. Okay. So David with the question got me. I love it. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Did you know? Do you know the answer?
I don't.
That's a good question. All right. What else do we got? Who do we got? That's all for my questions. We got them all. Any other questions out there? What do we got? Do we want to recap? You know what I want to do? So let's look at that. I want to show that current. I told someone I'd show them the current today. With the question of the 6'8", would you say the same 18 inches with anything over 6 feet tall? No, I would not. Tina, if 6 feet tall, 15-footer is absolutely perfect. 6'4" and taller is where I say go to the 18. Okay? Which swim spa is deepest? Sandra, any of them that are 60 inches tall is the deepest. Crank that puppy up. Good idea. I'm going to get out of the way. Actually, I'm doing it. There you go. So as you can see there, right about there is the current. It's that wide. So the question that someone asked before, can you swim 2 feet back? Do you want to swim 2 feet back? You can see where it's coming up, so you want to come back out of that where it pops straight up, back to where the meat of the water is. Hey Mary, do us a favor, hop into that and let it bring you down. Watch this.
Swimming wise or?
You want to sprint in it for a second? Go ahead.
I don't think I can.
Give it a try. We're gonna toss Mary in that and have her swim. It's moving. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're hauling in there. All right. There you go. So that was turned all the way up. And what I'll do now, I'll show you. I swim on. There's 3 pumps on there. I swim on high, pump 1 on high, and then VSP 1 and 2 on 13. That's where I swim for half an hour. Let me show you that.
It's so clean, like the current is so clean, it's hard to tell how much it's actually pushing, but it's a lot.
So right there, that's where I keep it when I'm in there, and I'll swim in there for half an hour straight. Sometimes I'll use a snorkel. Absolutely fantastic. The current is super wide. It's gorgeous, just gorgeous. The Challenger is, anyone who's watched one of these, you know it's my favorite. Absolutely stunning. I'm not as fast as the Michael Phelps is. If I were, it would be a different conversation. But for me, this is my baby. I'm gonna turn that down.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. What else do we have? Any other questions? Anything I didn't cover? So what happens is all these questions pop in there while we're in there, and I can't see all of them. So what we do, we always go back and double check, and we'll respond to everything. So if you send, where does circulation pump water come out, David? What does it cost? Okay, Natasha, impossible. You could be shipping it to Israel. I have no idea, so it's impossible for me to just answer that. Okay. So where does the circulation pump water come out? If you have a 24-hour circ pump in a swim spa, there's a little starfish-looking fitting that goes down on the bottom, and it comes out from there. So it comes from the hot tub seat and goes out that way. Okay? Tell me about the covers, something an old person can handle. All right. So swim spa covers are challenging. Swim spa covers, For me, I like, so there's two covers that Master Spas produces and uses. One is the Axis cover, and one is the standard, flip cover that's really thick. That's our snow load cover. That's the cover for the cold. It's the most efficient. It's also big, okay? So with cover lifters assist you in opening them up. I wonder if I can pull. I might have a picture for you here. Let's see if I can hold the picture up to the screen. That'll be funny and weird, but I'm gonna try it. So you can see what the cover lifters look like. And this is my favorite option on here. I got it right here, coming up. Okay, this is, you can see that. You can, that's fun. That is an H2X Trainer 15 with two cover lifters on there. And that's where it mounts the covers, okay? And they're really quite easy to open up. So they're using mechanical advantage. There you go. And you kind of stand behind them and pull and rock them down, and they pop back up. And then to close them is obviously easier because they're on the cover lifter. Or you can use the Axis. The roll cover is it's thinner. It's not as efficient, okay, as the snow load cover. If you live in a warm climate, totally different situation. So what I would advise you on the Axis cover is you want to get inside the swim spa and roll it up from the inside, and that's the best way to open that. Okay, I prefer actually the standard covers with a cover lifter is my preference. Okay, do you have to do a complete water change every few months? Sheila, good question. This is 6-month-old water, so I am nowhere near. I can tell you this: I am absolutely nowhere near, based on what I'm looking at, changing this water. I know that I'll get a year out of it easily. Okay, so we swim. We have a few strangers swim in there from time to time. We swim in there probably 4 times each for 30-minute workouts, and there's probably a decent amount of sweat coming off us because we keep it warm. Neither of us like cold water, so you're about 88, 89 degrees in ours, and we don't care at all. I'm not getting in cold water, and I don't have to. You can't make me. So that's what we do, and so it's a decent amount of use in there. It's not like having 10 kids in there every weekend, but there's a decent amount of use in there, and this water is absolutely perfect. Okay. Brian Green, are the cover lifters standard with purchase? No, they are not. Okay, that's typically an extra. Okay, Master Spas doesn't manufacture those, so we can't include it. That's a dealer item. Okay. All right. So what else do we got? How long? We're at 38 minutes. So we'll ask a couple more questions if we have some pop in, and then we'll hit the road here. And like I said, you can always comment afterwards, and we'll get back on there. Many of us customers are waiting for a new automatic thermal cover. Many of us employees are also waiting for that. Can the hot tub end be a warmer temp, Maryland? Do you mean on the dual temp or the one body of water? I'm not sure what you're asking. Can the hot tub end be warmer? If it's one body of water with no separation like this, then it's all one temperature. Mark Nelson, you ask a cover question every single week. I'm trying, last week I was curious if you have a swim spa or you're looking at a swim spa. Mark Nelson, I'm talking to you, brother. We actually have a dealer named Mark Nelson, coincidentally. Do you have to keep the covers on when not used? So do you mean when the covers are not used or when the swim spa is not used? I can't quite answer that. Are there powered lid openers? Ryan, they are. We don't really love them. They're not super efficient. They're not super reliable. So the cover's on when not used. Mark Nelson, I think you're asking, can you just leave the covers off if it's summertime? You don't want to do that. Okay, you want to close it up. That's where your efficiency comes from. The filtration is working. That's where all of that stuff comes from. So you want to put the covers on when you're not using the swim spa. Okay. Tina, do either of the covers lock? They all lock. All of our covers are UL listed, tested safety cover, and they're lockable. So yes, and we have the documentation for that too, should you ever need that. What else do we got? Mark Nelson, I see your comments every single week on the covers. I feel like we need to have a conversation. So Mark, are you looking for a swim spa or do you have a swim spa? But I've been watching you watch us. All right. Thanks, dude. You got it. All right. Anyway, Mark, we'll chat. Send the message in and we'll chat about it. All right. What do you use to vacuum the swim spa with? They got this little handheld suction guide that just like that. It's long. It's like this long, and you just suction the bottom out. Although I can tell you that is at my house where my hot tub is, and here at my warehouse, or our warehouse, sorry, Mayor, is where we don't even have it on, here. So we've never needed it once. So you don't need it a lot. Okay. So anyway, that's it. With that, we're going to close. Any comments on there? Please feel free to. I got to give the State of the Union.
Oh yeah.
Master Spas, State of the Union. Production has been open since not this past Monday, the Monday before. We started off low, and now we're absolutely on fire. So we are racing to get product done. Unbelievable. So dealers are now catching on fire. Everyone is on fire. We're riding a bicycle on fire. The road is on fire, and we're on fire. So everything is cranked up, full 100% American muscle, and the good stuff that I love. My favorite thing. All of our stuff comes from the United States. Okay? So in all this nonsense that's going on,
now, yeah.
we don't have any problem getting any of our parts. We have no problem with anything. Production is ramped back up. That's American muscle. All right? Master Spas is American muscle. Don't you forget it. All right, we love you. We'll see you next week on Thursday. I have no idea what the topic is going to be. And those of you who think this is super organized, man, it's not. We talk about this like an hour before and figure out where we're going to put the camera. And what you can't see is there's a Jeep Wrangler 6 inches underneath the camera holding it. And my foot is on that light and my butt is on the swim spot, precariously perched. Have a great week.
Bye, everybody.
See you later.